What's up, bro? I've got a big one for you today. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, I appreciate your support, man. It's guys like you that keep me going. And I made this channel because I just wanted to give back. I wanted to help. And after all the heartbreak and relationships, my time in the Marine Corps, in combat, being a personal trainer, starting my own business, having experience in a corporate world, I've taken all of this and I have created this channel, The Ascended Man. It's for guys like yourself, just guys who are just trying to level up and they're tired of the red pill, the blue pill. They're tired of mediocrity and you just want someone relatable. Hit subscribe, man. I'm telling you. So, look, I'm going to jump right into it. And first of all, you see I'm always wearing the same hat, bro. I'm always wearing the same tank because I like this stuff, man. I like my hat. My old nasty hat. I probably wash it like once a week. But we're creatures of habit. So let's get into it, man. Going ghost mode. Going ghost. Going monk mode. In a strategic way is one of the most valuable things that you can do. And there's certain seasons of life where this is important and some where it's not. But I think going ghost is one of the most impactful things because it truly enables you to level up in life, to really push past mediocrity and to lock in, bro. Lock in on your goals and get further ahead by all these normies out here that are just trying to live mediocre life. If you're just trying to live a mediocre life and you're going to bitch and complain, this channel, this video ain't for you. But if you truly want to level up and get ahead of most people, then this is going to be it, man. Upgrade your life in silence. Man, so let me just take you back. I've done ghost mode. I've done monk mode, several times in my life. And take you back to the end of 2018. I didn't have any friends. I was racking up 15, 20 grand in credit card debt. I did 4 years in the military, 4 years of college, didn't have a degree. I was hooked on porn. I didn't have any structure to my life, no routine, no schedule. I was kind of just lost. I was kind of drifting through life. But realizing that I knew I had more inside of me, but I had so much other stuff, other crap in my life, weeds in my life and distractions and bad habits and, kind of like no sense of direction. Man, I basically started over at the beginning of 2019, moved into a shitty apartment with my sister and 3 other roommates. And I looked at myself in the mirror and said, is this it, bro? This it right here? Skinny fat, love handles, belly fat. I got in the military, and for 4 years after, I let my discipline slip, bro. One thing after the next. And I started working to become a certified personal trainer. And during this time, I didn't really have any friends. I was going to school as I was studying to get my personal training certification through the National Academy of Sports Medicine. While I'm working at Best Buy, I'm doing security for Live Nation. And it was a grind, dude. I was getting up at 5 a.m. I'm not seeing any fruits of my labor. I'm just looking at my bank account and how, I've got like $100 and living paycheck to paycheck. It was brutal, man. But I just realized that in order for me to make progress with my body, to finish school, to get into another career, to make more money, to just elevate my life as a whole, to have better relationships, I had to go ghost. And that meant I wasn't drinking, I wasn't partying, I wasn't wasting money. I was on a tight budget and I was just locked in, bro. And I did this for about 6 months. And after this period of time, I came out, physique transformed. I started back school, started grinding away to finish out my degree, started working as a personal trainer. And then I realized that there's many seasons in life where you have to do that. You have to do that. You have to sacrifice. You got to go ghost. You don't want to be talking about everything. Don't tell everybody all your goals and don't go spreading around your business to everyone else because most people don't give a shit. and you start talking too much and having a bunch of opinions in your life, number one, you're telling a lot of people about your goals. It's going to activate the reward system in your brain that makes you think that you accomplished some stuff already, but you really haven't. That's the first thing. The second thing is you start telling your ideas and everything to everyone else and letting all these toxic people in your life as you're trying to elevate, and you start getting all these opinions and stuff come into your energy and your aura, affecting you. All these opinions and everything start affecting you and what you want to do. You got to have blinders on, man. I remember another time was about a year and a half ago. I moved back home. I had hit rock bottom again. No job. Took me 4 months to get a job. Long story short, I was starting over. I was living with my parents for 9 months, and this was a season of hibernation. It was winter, and using that as a metaphor, just like there's seasons in life. We have seasons of our life that are hibernation, in periods of time where, we're not really talking to anybody, we're not dating, we're not hooking up, we're just locked in on our growth. And it was during this season that I decided to start YouTube. And so I did. And I started going serious with it back in January. But anyway, I say all that to say there's 7 main points that I really want to hit on today. And the first thing is you need to have strategic alliances over casual friendships. So going ghost. That means that any kind of, for this period of time, for this 6 months, for 3 months, for 6 months, for a year, your social circle, you are auditing your social circle. Is that person going to bring value to me? Do they make me feel good? Do they make me feel alive, inspired? Can this be a mutually beneficial relationship? We're looking at the relationships in our life now through a different lens, the perspective of, can I help this person? Can they help me? It's mutually beneficial. Strategic alliances, brotherhood. It's focusing on building relationships with people who share similar goals and interests, people that you're aligned with. You got to be protective of your energy, man, and where it goes. So you should audit your circle. We are the sum of the 5 people that we spend the most time with. So I want you to write down the 5 people that you spend the most time with or talk to, and see if the juice is worth the squeeze, if the relationship is worth it or not. The second thing is you have to have complete sacrifice for one goal. So let's say you're going all in on your work. You're trying to make as much money as possible to level up in your career. Maybe you're, focusing on your body. You want to get that 6-pack. You really want to go all in on your physique. Bro, I'm telling you, you're going to have to turn people down. You're going to have to sacrifice because you are locked in. And going ghost in monk mode is basically locking in on this goal. This is the benefit of it, is trying to level up. And I told you those stories before, like how I was trying to level up my career, my money, when I was starting a business, when I was trying to get clarity on the direction that I wanted to go with coaching and YouTube. Going ghost, it was auditing everything in my life and having one goal in that season, whether it's the money, it's the career, it's the side project, it's the hobby, it's the building your physique. It's really focusing on one big thing. And that's what I've been doing since January, is going all in on YouTube to provide as much value as possible. And it's so important. You can't have too many goals, because the thing is, when you're spread too thin, you start diminishing the quality of what you're doing and you get distracted easily. So for me, it's always working out is always a part of it. But right now it's YouTube and building the tribe and my job and my career and the thing that's bringing me my money as I'm building this on the side. So you got to have a narrow focus. All right. The third thing is you want to remove any time fillers and distractions. What I'm saying is, bro, you got to cut out all the extra bullshit and activities in your life that don't align with that one mission, with your main overarching goal that you're doing. So that means saying no to things that you don't want to do. Standing up for yourself. You don't want to go to the party. You don't want to hang out with these people. You don't want to talk to these people, ignoring people, or just telling them straight up like, hey, look, I'm focused on this. And it's staying true to your path and your mission. The mission comes first. The objectives come first. And everything else has to be in alignment with that one goal that you're sacrificing for. It's, you know, excessive sports, right? Or video games, Netflix, things that you're not really getting much of a return on your investment with, right? That are adding to your growth. Like, why would you want to go ghost and you're not maximizing your time? Time is the most valuable asset we have. It's a depreciating asset. So use it wisely. If you're going to lock in, bro, I'm saying lock in for 3 months, 6 months, a year. Lock in then, commit. Now, I think a year is a bit of a stretch, but I think like 3 to 6 months saying, hey, look, I'm going ghost. I'm doing my thing. I'm locked in on this. It's a great way to get ahead because most people are living for the weekends. They're partying every weekend. I'm not saying you shouldn't still live your life and enjoy yourself, but you got to start cutting back and you're going to have to sacrifice, man. And recognize that some of the habits that you have can be a mental drain and really prevent you from reaching your potential. So, like I said, doom scrolling, watching stuff that, you know, is just distracting you, man. I'll tell you what. So I don't really follow that many people on Instagram, and I'm not really subscribed to that many channels on YouTube anymore. In January, I audited all my social media. I'm only seeing content now that actually resonates with me. I'm not getting distracted, and I definitely don't want to have a bunch of drama and negativity in my life and shit that's going to distract me, bro. So you got to stop the doom scrolling on the TikTok, the Instagram. It's easy to get sucked into. It's a drug, but you got to let it go one by one. And the fourth thing is you can introduce new rewards and fun for yourself, right? Schedule enjoyable activities that you enjoy, right? That help you kind of decompress, whatever that means to you. For me, it's like, you know, maybe once or twice a year, I might go to a festival. Maybe once or twice a year, a 2-day EDM festival, something like that. Maybe it's just taking a vacation, right, with your girlfriend or by yourself, hanging out with your boys, man. But the key is you want to live your life and decompress and enjoy yourself so you don't burn out during this time. But you still want to live your life, but you still got to be locked in. That's the priority going ghost mode, is being locked in. And balance the hard work that you're putting in with things to look forward to avoid the burnout. Because I've done this before. I've got to a point where I went ghost at one point for like an entire year, and then I started partying like every month. It's because, you know, I went overboard. I started eating everything I wanted after being on a super strict diet. So you got to kind of like chunk it down, right? Do it in seasons, right? Go ghost for, you know, start with 3 months and then work up to 6 months. I think that's good. The next thing is no morning routine. Zero morning routine. Focus on the things that are moving the needle. My morning routine, I literally get up. I usually have a short prayer and I go to the gym, get some movement in, and then I start work and get to it. Now, my ideal morning would be getting up, having some prayer time, some journaling, reflecting, writing, meditating, and then going to work out. And, you know, that'd be ideal, but I have a 9-to-5 job and I got to start work usually by close to 8 o'clock. So that means I got to get up. You got to have a structured morning routine, but something that is getting you some wins in for the day where you're not just rolling out of bed at any time. Get on a consistent schedule, but don't overcomplicate it. There's so much fluff out here about bullshit morning routines, and you guys are actually not doing shit that's moving the needle. Let me tell you what, man. There was about a period of 4 years where I had a craziest morning routine. It was like prayer, meditation, reading for an hour, writing, gym for an hour and a half. And it was like, dude, by the time I had to start work, you know, I'm exhausted. I haven't got anything done. And now I'm focusing on doing the bare minimum that I need to for my physical and emotional and spiritual health to get the ball rolling so I can start my day. It's talking about doing the things that are actually needle moving activities. And you can listen to all the YouTube, the podcast, you know, you can do all the crazy morning routine, 2-hour morning routine. And if it's not actually moving the needle, then what the are we even doing, bro? So you don't want to fall into that trap. Next thing, number 6, is prioritize your sleep. You got to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. There was a period of several years where I was shorting on my sleep, man. I was, you know, skimping on that, 5-6 hours of sleep, and it catches up to you. And then I was having to overstimulate with stimulants, right, and caffeine and whatnot. and it just was putting my health in a bad position. So prioritize sleep. I wish I would have done this at an earlier age, but every single night, man, I'm getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Blackout curtains, white noise machine, cold air, a fan. I'm talking, 68 degrees in my house. It's non-negotiable. We're going to get quality sleep. Sure, there might be the odd time that you're going to get, 6 hours, but you want to try to average 7 to 8 hours of night. Don't sleep on the sleep. All right. Maintain focus with weekly reviews. Now, I usually do like a daily review, but a weekly review, usually on a Sunday. Reflect on the week. Are you putting stuff on your calendar? Are you staying committed to your goals? You got to do an audit, right? Because if we don't hold ourselves accountable by doing a weekly review, just like if you have a coach, you do a weekly check-in. You got to do a check-in with yourself. I usually do them every day, but you should do it at least every month. The New Year's resolutions, like, you should be doing this every single week, bro. Every week. How do we do this week? Progress report. And are you sticking to your commitments to yourself? Are you a man of your word? Not to just other people, but to yourself. Are you upholding your commitment to yourself with your overarching goals and your mission that you're locked in? So that's all I got for you guys today, man. Those are the 7 things. If you found the video helpful, man, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what is the biggest area that you struggle with right now. I try to read to all the comments. Sometimes I can reply to them, but we have a community here, and your response, your feedback, bro, it really helps me on the direction I can take my content, because I did this channel because I wanted to help and provide as much value as I possibly can. So let me know, subscribe if you're not already, and keep ascending. Catch you guys tomorrow.